Okay. All right. Jai Baba, everybody. We're here with Meher Akshay, and he is from India. And right now, we're just having everyone quickly introduce themselves to him. And then, as more people join, we'll go along. So, Soham, do you want to quickly say something about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Soham. I'm 16. I'm in 11th grade.
Thank you.
Hi, Soham. It's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
Okay. Anybody else? Sahana, please quickly introduce yourself. And you already met Meher Akshay, so quickly.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. She's looks like she's having some issues, so maybe in a few minutes. Then we have Jayashree, who's my mother-in-law. So she is here, and so is Shalaja Auntie. Amma, if you want to quickly introduce yourself. You're on mute. Amma, you're on mute.
I'm Jayashree. I'm a Baba lover since my childhood.
Wonderful.
Grandmother of Soham and Saha.
Jai Baba,
Hi,
auntie. So nice
Shalaja
to meet
Auntie.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Hi, Shilpa. Hi, Jai Shri Garu. Hi, Akshay.
Jai Baba.
And Sahana Soham. Jai Baba. Prakash uncle is also here. Jai Baba.
Very well.
you. Jai Baba, auntie. Jai Baba, uncle.
And we have Sia. Sia, you're in Canada now, right? So why don't you quickly tell Meher Akshay about yourself real quick? And if you can turn on your video, that'll be good because then he'll have faces to put together. And those of you who can't, I understand.
My camera, like.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Don't worry.
Hi, my name is Sia. I live in Canada, and
Harsha could join here.
Go ahead. And how old are you, Sia?
Oh, I'm 13.
Okay, great. And Harsha's here. I believe you guys know each other already.
Jai Baba Akshay.
Jai Baba, Harsha. So nice to meet you.
Yes, likewise.
Okay, so we're gonna get started. I actually, most of you who have been coming to this for some time already know we start off with Baba's prayers. And I just want to quickly share screen so we can go ahead and start with his prayers. Give me a second. And as you know, let me know when you can see my screen, okay? Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Wonderful. So this is actually one of my favorite pictures with Baba participating in the prayer himself in the universal prayer. So if we can have Soham, can you start us off with the universal prayer? And we can all take turns.
I can't see it on my screen.
Okay. Then you know the prayer, just say it.
Okay. O Almighty God, the preserver and protector of all, you are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited, unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the creator, the Lord of lords, and of all minds and hearts. You're omnipotent and omnipresent, knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You're the ocean of knowledge, all knowing, infinitely knowing. Oh, wait. What was that?
The knower of the past.
Oh. Ma, it's not like showing up on my screen.
Okay, continue. Where were you? all knowing, right? Infinitely knowing to know of the past, the present, and the future,
Wait,
and your knowledge itself. Do you want me to make it larger?
I just don't know where I left off.
Okay, continue with your all merciful.
Where's that?
Okay,
You're all
let
merciful,
me.
eternally benevolent. You're the souls of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You're the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss, the source of truth, the ocean of love. You're the ancient one, the highest of the high. You're Prabhu Parmeshwar. You're the beyond God and the beyond God also. You're Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yazan, Armaza, and God the Beloved. Your name Isa, the only one worthy of worship.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. Sia, could you lead us into the repentance prayer?
We repent, O God, most merciful, for all our sins, for every thought that was false or unjust or unclean, for every word spoken ought not to have been spoken, for every deed done ought not to have been done. We repent for every deed and word thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word thought inspired by hatred. We repent especially for every lustful thought and every lustful action, for every lie, for all hypocrisy, and for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for every slander and backbiting, most especially also we repent for every action that has brought ruin to others, for every word and deed that has given others given others pain, and for every wish that pain should befall others. In your unbound mercy, we ask you to forgive us, O God, for all of these sins committed by us, and for you to forgive us for our constant failures to think and speak and act according to your will.
Okay, thank you. All right, we have the beloved God prayer. Sahana, can you please say that? And then we'll get going. Thank you. Are you there? Okay. Let me just say it then, since she's not participating right now. I think something is going on. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and more and more and still yet more till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's daman till the very end. All right. Thank you. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. All right, let's get started. I have one more thing before we get on, and this is something that I took a snippet of because we get this from the Hyderabad Center, but I really thought this was very apt to all of us, where Baba asks us to ask him for help. And he says, if you do not ask me, whom else will you ask and who will give you? Ask me again and again, but do not expect an answer. In my compassion and in my omniscience, I will do what is good for you. And this was from the ancient one, Erich Jasavala. So I just thought, it was something that was wonderful. I read it this morning and I wanted to share it with everyone because I think this is a good reminder for all of us. Okay, without further ado, let me stop sharing my screen and we'll hand it over to Meher Akshay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, thank you, Shilpa, for this opportunity. It means a lot. And this is my first time, connecting with all the Baba lovers here in New Jersey. Although I've been living here for the last maybe year and a half, but I've never really had that opportunity to connect with anybody. So it feels great to be here and sharing my experience, my family experiences with Baba, with all of you guys. So before we begin, I just want to say one thing. The message that you shared right now, the photo, the thumbnail photo of Meher Baba was that in white Sadra, if I'm not wrong. So that is the same photo which we have in Pune Center, and that is our main photo over there on the stage. So if we go there to bow down, in front of the photo, so that photo is something that is very it just pulls you. So in somewhere I think it's such a divine kind of coincidence that you happen to share that same photo also. So All right, so let me begin with um, the things that I want to share today. Um, so my name is Meher Akshay Bundellu, and I come from Pune. Um, that's the birthplace of Baba. I'm sure we all know that. Um, Let me share how we got into Meher Baba. So my great grandparents, so we are as such we are Telugus. So my great grandparents they came from I think somewhere they started from Hyderabad and then they went to Karachi during the World War or something. Because my great grandfather he was in the army and he fought one of the world wars. So after that time, when everything was settled, and then there was partition. So after the partition, they moved from Karachi. They came to India on this side, and then I think they settled somewhere in Pune. That is what I mean. I don't exactly know everything, but this is what I know. Um, it so happened that they were looking at many homes, like just to buy something which was really nice and big enough for the family, and they were not able to find a, a particular home of their which will fit all their requirements. So, because what my grandmother told me that all the time people would tell them that don't buy this particular house or that one because this is haunted, you have spirits over here or something of that kind, and they used to scare them off. So eventually they decided to buy a home in central Pune, and it was at that time that area was called Bhavani Pet. So they decided to buy two homes. So they bought one over here and then one they bought in Camp, in that side of the area, in that side of the city. So I mean, I don't know if it's coincidence or what, but when they bought that home over there, they met people over there. They became friends with the people over there. And one of the families that my great grandfather met was the Gadekar family. So so there are many like versions of the story that I've heard how we got into Baba. So one is obviously that they got in touch with the Gadekar family. They became really good friends with them, and the Gadekar family, Ramchandra Gadekar, if I'm not wrong, his name, he introduced my family to Meher Baba as such. The other version goes around is that my great grandmother, so once she was going, once she was out shopping for groceries with my father's elder brother, who was a little boy at that time. So while returning from her shopping trip, so she saw a photo of Meher Baba's on the ground on the road, and it kind of just got her attention, and she picked that photo and she brought it home with her. And at that point of time they used to read the Ramayana or the Gita. So one of these holy scriptures they used to read at that point of time. So what she did was she bought that photo and she kept it in that book. And kind of from there on, kind of they got to know more. They kind of wanted to explore who Meher Baba is, and that's how they got to know Meher Baba. Another version is my family used to kind of believe in Mali Baba at that point of time. So he was like a saint, you know. So and he was in that area where my family was. So he used to be there at that place. So they used to go over there and they used to worship him. They used to kind of ask him like what is to be done, what they should do, what they shouldn't do. So he used to guide them in that way, and then eventually he told them that now you need to follow, or now you need to kind of change your direction towards Meher Baba. So that is another version. And then there is another kind of version that I've also known. Maybe all these versions are interrelated. Maybe that could also be a possibility. So another version is my great grandfather. Uh, I think he had some 7 children or something. So one of his daughters, she was the mother of Lakshmikant Thare. So Lakshmikant Thare and the Thare family. So she was their mother. So they used to stay with my great grandfather at that point of time. I think because of some family feud or something. So they had all kind of shifted base to my great grandfather's home. So Lakshmikant Thare, he somehow got to know about Meher Baba, and he also kind of, pushed everybody towards Meher Baba and was like, okay, this is something that we should all look into. So that's how. So there are so many versions, but I personally believe that if it was meant to happen, it happened one way or another. So here we are. That's how we all got together. And then, obviously, in my family, uh, like my grandfather's sister, her name was Subhadra Bundellu. So she was a very good singer at that point of time. She used to I mean, you know Madhusudan, right? I hope everybody knows who Madhusudan is. So, the one who's written amazing bhajans for Baba. So, his wife is my grandfather's sister. So, she used to sing really, really well at that point of time. And my grandmother used to say that she used to sing so well that people would stop on the streets just to see, like, who's singing, over there in the building. So that's how amazing she used to sing, and she was also very pretty at that age. So when Garikar family, uh, and obviously the Thare family that was there, and my family, we all got together. So then they all decided that, when when she can sing so well, why don't we kind of sing for Baba? Why don't we perform for him? And that's how the Pune Bhajan Mandali began. So, as far as I remember, it was my family, the Bandelu family, the Thare family. Then we had Gadikar family, we had Vavre family, Kamble family, and there were a couple of other families like that. The Dhavle family, the Rashid family. So I've known them all personally also, because when I was young, they used to be my grandfather's friends. So I've met a couple of them from their families also. So they used to all come together, and because my great grandfather's home was the central point in that area, so they all used to get together over there. And Subhadra ji used to sing, and her brother, Narayan Bandelu, my grandfather's brother, he used to play the tabla very well. And that's how they all just started singing for Baba. And eventually, also, then we had Pratap Ahir. He was my grandmother used to say he was a teenager at that time. He when he joined the group. So that's how they all got together. They used to sing, they used to perform, and then it started. This bhajan programs used to happen at everybody's place. So
Sorry, Meher Akshay, I'm
yeah.
just going to interrupt. Can you guys see the screen when I'm sharing? I just want to make sure they're able to see the pictures.
Yeah, but it's very small.
Small.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know how to.
Or maybe
enlarge
I'm
it.
seeing small. I'm not sure.
Okay. Is everybody else seeing it small?
Yeah, but we can enlarge it. We can
Okay.
enlarge the.
Okay. Maybe this is better. Okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to break your flow, but just
No, that's
wanted to
fine.
make sure. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so all of them, that's how they started with the Pune Bhajan Mandali, and they used to perform. And also another person of that group was Tara Ahir, um, who was like Pratap Ahir's wife and who's now with Baba. So her father was also in that same area. They used to stay in that same area. So they all also came together, like in that way. They all became friends, and then they started kind of the bhajan mandali. Right. So, okay, let me just go through this. Yeah. So, Meher Baba, because Subhadra used to sing so well, Baba had once told her, this is what my grandmother says, that Baba told her that if you kind of, just leave everything to me, or if you come into me, I will make you, I will make you the Mira of my advent. So if you just kind of, let go of this materialistic world and just be with me, I'll make you the Mira of my advent. And somehow it didn't work out. Maybe she wasn't ready, or I'm not sure what was her situation, but that didn't happen. So, yeah, whenever Baba used to give darshan at Guru Prasad, so Guru Prasad was also in that same area where my family used to stay, not that far away, but yeah, it was nearby. So, whenever Baba would give darshan at Guru Prasad, my family would always take darshan over there and they would always visit. My father's uh, sister, who was Rajeshwari Bundellu, and now she's with Baba. So she had the opportunity of performing for Baba. She had performed dances for Baba also. And, whenever there used to be a program, like once there was Mehra's birthday, which was like a very lavish program. So my grandmother couldn't visit that program, but the others from my family went. So Baba asked my grandfather. He used to do like this, he used to like wear the bangles. So like, where is she? Like, as in, where's your wife? So then, and every time when he used to ask my grandfather about my grandmother, he used to like, where is she? Like this, the bangles. And when he used to ask my grandmother about my grandfather, he used to do like this, like a flute, because my grandfather's name was Krishna. So that's how, he used to kind of be with them. Then let me tell you about my father's elder brother. So his name was Mahendra Kumar Bundellu, and right now he's with Baba. So when he was a child, when he was, let's say, maybe in his teenage, so he was very naughty, and he used to kind of always. There used to be like tons of complaints about him every single day from school and from wherever. So he used to he used to go and he used to kind of irritate the girls, or he used to kind of tease them, or he used to do something or the other with them. He used to eat their lunch. He used to trouble them in some way or the other. And there were a lot of complaints at that time. And my grandmother, she used to kind of like, at that time, people used to like beat their kids, like literally beat their kids, which doesn't happen like these days. But so even after all that, he used to not kind of improve. So once my grandmother was so fed up that she told my grandfather, like, we have to tell this to Baba. So they took this issue to Baba and they told him, like, this is how he is. He's always like troubling the girls, especially, and he's always behind them in one way or the other. So what is to be done? Because we are fed up. So Baba like asked, so what exactly is his name? So they told him that his name is Nandakumar. And then Baba kind of, he laughed and he was like, oh, well, Nandakumar is my childhood name. Like, as in when he was Krishna, he was also called Nandakumar. So, and Krishna is known to be, like flirting with the girls and always with the girls and, kind of troubling them and all that chaos. So then Baba said, okay, if that is the case, you need to change the name. So my grandmother, she was like, okay, well, since you've said that, now you decide what we should name him. Then I think Erish Kaka, he said that, okay, we call him Mahendra Kumar. Instead of Nanda Kumar, keep his name as Mahendra Kumar. So that's how he got his name. And after that, all the complaints stopped and he was fine and he was very decent and he was well behaved. Okay.
Okay, Meher Akshay, do any of these pictures have your grandfather or anybody else in there that I can share?
Sure, yeah.
Which one?
If you can share the screen once, because I can.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 second. Okay, let me know.
Can you open the fourth one? The second row, second picture.
This guy?
No.
Hold on. No. It's opening up in another. This is the wedding picture.
Yeah, over here you can see my uncle also, and this picture has the entire Bundellu family.
Okay.
So if you can enlarge, because I can't see exactly. Okay, you can see the boy to my right in brown shirt. The last boy, yeah, that one.
Standing?
Yeah. So he's my uncle. He is Mahendra Kumar Bundellu. The one next to him, to his left, to my left actually. Yeah, he's Narayan Bundellu, who is my grandfather's younger brother, and to his left is my great grandfather, Yellappa Ramaya Bundellu.
This one here, standing?
Right above Subhadraji, yeah.
Oh.
In the black hat, yeah. That one. Yeah. And the one who is right above Madhusudan ji, yeah, he's my grandfather. And the one next to him is my grandmother, Kavalapudi Bundellu. And okay, the one next to him, the couple next to them, that's my grandfather's younger brother, Narayan Bundellu, and his wife, Kusum Bundellu. Yeah. So this is, and the one who are like between my grandfather and my great grandfather, they are my grandfather's elder brother and his wife, and one of their children, I guess.
And who are the ones sitting next to Madhusudan?
Yeah, so this is my bua, Hirabai Bundellu. And the one
You'll have to explain bua to some of us.
Yeah,
Americans.
okay. My bua means my father's sister.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's my father's sister, and the one right behind, like next to her, he is Omi Bundellu, who is my grandfather's elder brother's son.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, Madhusudan ji, Meher Baba, Subhadra ji, and the one who's sitting next to Subhadra ji, that small child. So he is Tween Bundellu, my father's youngest brother. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the one who's in my grandmother's, my grandmother's holding a child, I think that's my father, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and
wow.
by the way, there's Narendra Thade as well, right next to my great grandfather. Yeah.
The one in the back or in the
Yes,
front?
the one in the back.
Okay. And there's also this picture.
Yeah. Can you enlarge it? Because
Sure.
hard for me to see. Yes. So this is Baba at my place.
Is this the home that you guys currently live in?
No, we used to live in until 2020, I guess. 2021, we sold it off because it was, it was about to fall. And none of the stakeholders wanted to kind of rebuild it. So we gave it to a builder. Yeah. So this, let me tell you one thing. This room where he's sitting, where Baba is sitting, that is the room where I grew up all through my childhood. Like me and my parents, we used to like sleep in that room. So it was very divine for us. Like, because whenever we used to go to bed, I remember, or anything important, we used to bow down to that stone where Baba had placed his feet.
Oh.
And we used to go to sleep, or if there's anything important, we used to bow down over there and then leave the house.
So maybe you need to reintroduce your family here, just because it's less number of people.
Yeah. So okay.
Let's start with that's your great grandfather?
Yeah, that's my great grandfather, Yellappa Ramaya Bundellu, and the girl that he's holding is my bua, or my father's sister, Hirabai Bundellu. The lady next to her, who's sitting on the floor, she's my grandmother, Kavalapudi Bundellu, and the baby that she's holding, I think that's my dad. I think, yeah, that's my dad, Meher Prakash Bundellu. The one who is obviously the one behind her is my grandfather, Krishna Swami Bundellu, and he has my dad's younger sister, Rajeshwari Bundellu. Yeah, and the one who's sitting right at Baba's feet, he is Praveen Kumar Bundellu, my father's elder brother, and the one to Baba's to my right, in fact. So he is Mahendra Kumar Bundellu, the boy who's standing. Yeah, that one. He's the eldest sibling.
His is the name that got changed.
Yeah, right. And the person behind him is my grandfather's younger brother, Narayan Bundellu, and that's his wife.
Okay.
On this side, yeah. Right, Kusum Bundellu. And that's one of my buas, like her daughter. I think her name is Kanti Bundellu. Yeah. So this is basically like, yeah, the family. And there's more to it, but
yeah. We can see. Keep going. Yeah. I mean, is there any other pictures you'd like us to share right now?
Sure, you can maybe just put these pictures, and we as I'm explaining, maybe people will see that. So yeah, so I'll continue. So so Praveen Kumar Bundellu, that you saw, that little boy who was sitting over there next to Baba. So he uh, I'm really not sure what was his situation, but eventually in life he got detracted, so and he went on a very dark path, and it was hard for the family to kind of bring him back. Now, the thing that happened was, uh, when he was young, and when Baba was in his physical body, so Baba would specifically love him a lot, and Baba had given him a box full of chocolates, and Baba said that only he should eat those chocolates, nobody else should. And on another occasion, when Baba gave darshan to my family, Baba gave him a garland. Um, Garland of, like, it wasn't like, it was an artificial garland, not real flowers. So, and Baba gave him that, and and Baba was wearing that garland, let me tell you. And he also gave him a nariyal. So a nariyal is a coconut which you take off the outer stuff. So whatever is there inside that, Baba gave him that also. And Baba said that you have to keep this with him, and you have to keep this safe with yourself. So my grandmother kept that. We still have the garland, we still have the nariyal, we still have the box in which like Baba had given him chocolates. And eventually in life, like, we really don't know where he is right now, because that's a very dark story, and I don't really want to get into that at this point of time. But Baba knows exactly what he wanted. Baba knows exactly what were his sanskaras and what kind of life he had to go through and live. So that's about him. I mean, personally, if you ask me, I don't even know. I have never seen him in my life since my birth. So, all right. Coming back. So after Baba had his American accident, um, okay, before that, let me say one thing, that, whenever it is said, and this is what I've got to know, that whenever the avatar comes on Earth, so he visits 5 homes. Okay, don't quote me on this, but this is what they like. All my, my grandparents and their cousins, they used to always tell me these things, that whenever the avatar comes on Earth, he has to visit 5 homes. And this time around, one of the homes was our home, like the Bandelu family, then the Kamble, the Vavde, Thade family, and Garikar family. So, I mean, he visits them. So in that way, somewhere, Baba was also doing a visit to all the homes of the Baba lovers. And at that time, he had planned to visit 100 homes. However, after his American accident, it was tough for Baba to visit my home, simply because my home was like a two-story building, and we were staying on the top floor. So it was hard for Baba to climb stairs at that time because of his accident. So Baba invited my family at Guru Prasad for a darshan program. And so at that time, if Baba invited, then everybody had to go, and then everybody went over there. And Baba told them that, do you know the reason why I've called you all here? So, like, my grandparents said, no, Baba, we really don't know what happened. Then Baba said, that I have gone through an accident. I've met with an accident, and because of my injury and because of the pain, I won't be able to visit your home. Um, so that's the reason why this is your opportunity to take my darshan right now, what I was going to give you at that time. So, like, my grandmother was very direct with Baba. So she used to say whatever she wanted to say, she used to just say. So she said, Baba, this is not done, because obviously you are, first and foremost, you are God. So it's not that it's impossible for you to kind of climb like a flight of stairs. So, and Baba, what about me? What about my family? What if my grandchildren? What about them? When they ask me, what did you do to bring the avatar at your home? You had an opportunity and you did not kind of make the most of that opportunity. So what about that? So Baba was like, he understood what she was trying to say. And he said, look, but it's actually tough, because obviously my house at that time, it was built during the time of the British. So Baba said that this your house is also like a little old home for that time. So what if it falls down? All my mandali people come there, and what if it falls down? So what about that? Who's going to take responsibility for that? So then my grandmother said that if you are there in the house, for sure it will not fall down. So Baba laughed at that, and he said, okay. And then in an instant, he said, okay, be ready tomorrow morning, sharp 8 a.m. I'll be at your place. And then everybody was like, oh my God, like, now you have to kind of have this full on preparation at home to kind of welcome the avatar of the age at your home. So everybody went home. It was a mayhem back at home. What my grandmother told me, that everybody was taking out their most beautiful saris, and they were trying to decorate the wall where Baba would be sitting. And there was a bakery right next to my home, and there was a boy who was working there. His name was Shankar. So he was like very fond of my family. So they called him over, and they were like, okay, can you bake 2 big cakes overnight? So he agreed to do that. And then they had the cake ready for Baba. They had the decorations done. Everybody was cleaning the home, getting ready. And even my my grandfather's younger brother's wife, Kusum Bandellu, so they used to also stay over there at that place. So she told me that it was like they didn't sleep all night. They were just trying to kind of do some stitching work, or they was trying to do some cooking or cleaning, or whatever they could do. They were trying to put the best picture forward tomorrow. So that's what they did. And yeah, and then, as Baba said, exactly at 8 a.m. he was there. His car had arrived at our home in Bhawanipet, and he was there with a couple of his monthly people. So if you can see this door, this is the door of the middle room where the chair and the decoration was done. So where Baba would sit and give darshan or whatever. So that's my grandfather who was assisting Baba kind of walk through the door. And yeah, so he visited our home.
And this is the room that they decorated?
Yeah, that's the room.
So that is the room that you guys stayed in?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop right here quickly and ask if anyone has any questions. Soham, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. Meher Akshay, just to clarify, right?
Yeah.
So Subhadra was related again, how? Sorry, I was so focused on the pictures.
Yeah. So Subhadra ji was my grandfather's sister.
Oh, okay. So they're brother and sister, right?
Yeah.
There. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have one more picture of this. Maybe if you have a story behind this one of a baby being.
That's my father. That's a very good picture that you pulled up. So I'll tell you one thing. Firstly, let me tell everybody that when Milan is the one who used to take these pictures for all of us. So if you can see all these beautiful memories of Baba, most of these pictures are taken by Milan, the photographer. And what happened was, once Baba visited our home, and when he left, so after a couple of days or weeks, I'm not sure. So my grandfather, he kind of asked Milan to give him all these pictures, and he got these pictures. And we do have an album at home. However, like, my grandfather used to welcome any and every Western Baba lover at our home. So just to tell them, like, this is the story, this is Meher Baba, and all of these things. So he used to love that. So once a Western Baba lover visited our home in India, my grandfather showed him this album, and he saw this picture. He saw all these pictures, and this picture in particular, he loved it so much. He said, okay, can I have this picture? So my grandfather just immediately, he said, yes, of course, you can take it in. My grandfather thought that there would be a backup, but maybe he forgot to take a backup, or I don't know what, or maybe they didn't have a backup. I'm not sure. But we lost that picture, and we didn't have that picture, and my grandfather, he passed away. My grandmother passed away. We didn't have that picture, and I was like, I made it a mission that I have to procure this picture from wherever it may be on earth. I will find this picture because it's my father in the lap of the avatar of the age. and in our home. So we need that picture somehow. So just randomly one day, I mean, I've searched everywhere. I connected with Milan, his descendants, if they have like any backup. I connected Meher Nazar to see if they have any more pictures, but uh, I mean, at that time we couldn't find, nobody could find it, so I had given up. And then suddenly one day, somewhere on social media, I saw a picture of Baba with a child, and I said, wait a minute, it looks so familiar to me, because that sari, the draping, the har in Baba's neck, all these things look very familiar. And then I asked my uh, grandmother, I mean, Kusum Bandelu, who is my grandfather's younger brother's wife. I asked her, is this the same thing? I mean, she's in her 90s, like very blur, like her memory is very blurry right now. But I asked her, like, is this that picture? And then she said, yes, this is the one. This is your father. And then I was like so happy. Oh my God, finally, I got that picture. So yeah, this is the picture. My father was hardly like a month or so at that time. He was a month old or something, and so my Baba took him in his lap, and he asked my grandmother, "What name have you given him?" So my grandmother said, "We haven't given him any name right now because he's just so young. But if you want to give him any name, you can give him." So then that's when Baba gave him the name as Meher Prakash. And let me tell you that Baba had told my grandparents not to have a fifth child, but they still went ahead and they had my father. So, I mean, I don't know why they didn't listen at that point of time to Baba and what Baba had planned as such. But you know what? Here I am. If they would have followed Baba, maybe I would have never been here. So
Lucky for you, right?
or maybe not, because who wants to come on Earth, and go through all this? But yeah.
I have a couple more pictures that I just want to share. So, just to understand, so this is all in 1952, right?
Yeah,
Timeline wise.
at that time, yeah.
Yeah, and this is still at the when they were receiving Baba in your house.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So they say that my great grandfather was very fond of Baba. He had very strong devotion for Baba. And if you can see, there is a photo right above him. There's a very small photo of Baba.
Oh, here,
It's a
yeah.
very rare one also. So when Baba saw that photo, Baba said that um, like this photo should always be there in this house and in this particular room, and you're not going to move it. You're not going to kind of, even if you sell the house, you will not probably do anything to that photo. So recently when they sold the house, that's when the new owner, he was about to kind of, put the house down so that he can build a new one. We still had that photo over there intact. That's when he said that, okay, now I'm going to pull this down. So that's when I went over there, and it was like a really broken home. I went over there, and somehow I took a couple of people and I told them, okay, please, can you just cut the cords of that photo and give it to me? And it was in a very bad condition, but we still took that picture. We still have that picture right now. And only after that he pulled the house down. So yeah, that's a very dear photo to us.
So, how old was your home when it was broken down? I'm guessing like over 100 years, possibly.
More than 100 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Way more than, I would say, like probably 120 to 150 between that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the wedding picture, I'm guessing this is much later then, right? Because the kids look older.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
Yeah,
at least.
I'm not sure about the dates, to be honest.
Okay.
But
Oh, that's okay.
yeah.
Just curious.
I mean, I don't know
guessing
the
that's-
chronology of how these things happen, but I just know that they happen.
And
So,
this is Baba at your house.
yeah. So yeah, another
Is
thing.
that Irvin Luck?
I have no idea.
We have to find out. I'll
Yeah.
look it up. He looks like that from one of the pictures. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. Yeah. So you see the cup that Baba is drinking from. So what happened was, we had kept a couple of things, like the napkin that he used to wipe his fingers, wipe his hand, and the cup, the tray in which he was served. So all these things we have with us, and the cup with the saucer and the chair. My grandfather's younger brother, he took with him when they moved out of the house. So Kusum Dadi, she told me that they broke the cup and saucer. So I was like, oh God, that stings, you know. But okay, all right.
So I confirmed the picture. I looked it up. That is Irvin Luck.
Yeah,
So
and
I think a lot of you kids have met him already,
okay.
and adults. And if this looks like oh my God, why am I forgetting his name? Pinaya, if you know, huh?
Shilpa, that's KK Ramakrishna.
Oh, this one here?
Yeah, Pune Center.
Oh, okay. Thank you,
I
Pinaya.
think it is, yeah, he looks like him, right? And then, you know, Francis and Iraj and all.
Right. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I have a very different image of KK Ramakrishna uncle because obviously I saw him when he was very old. Okay, so coming back, so that was Baba's visit at our home, and yeah. Also, one more thing I want to say, that there was a small bulb on the photo that I just told you about. So my grandmother, when she was married into the home, that's when they put a small bulb on top of that photo, and it's such a small bulb. You know, if you go in India, during Diwali, we used to have these like a wire full of bulbs like that. I don't know what you call that, but at that time those bulbs were very different. They were big enough, so we had put one of those bulbs on top of that photo, and that bulb, I mean, those bulbs are really not that, like the quality is not that good. They can just go off anytime. But that bulb, it lasted for over 50 years. So when my grandmother came, she put that bulb. And I remember when she passed away, it was that year that that bulb, before she passed away, that bulb went off. So it was there for all these years for us. So somehow I think, I don't know what was that connection, but very divine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I see that Baba's handkerchief says Avatar.
Yeah.
Upwards.
Yeah. I think it's the whole name is written and the date is also written on that, as far as I
Yeah.
can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we still have that, by the way.
And I think this is one of the twins.
Yeah. Rustam and Saurabh.
Yeah.
This one's Saurabh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that was about the darshan program. So there's another incident that I would like to share, where Baba had asked us to send food to him in Guru Prasad. So Baba asked my family to send food, and Mandali's food would be separate and Baba's food would be separate. So this is very funny because my grandfather, what he did, he thought that since they have to give food to Baba, he thought that they'll offer him chicken, you know. So my grandfather bought two chicken, and he put them in the garden area of the house, and he told my grandmother that you have to really feed them well, take good care of them, because we are going to serve them to Baba. So my grandmother would kind of give them the food, I don't know what, like small grains or something, and worms. So they used to feed them that, and they used to do whatever that they could for those chickens. But they used to never eat, and they used to just be depressed, and they used to sit in one place. And that was very weird, because these birds, they are known to kind of jump around, just go here and there, but they were not at all active. And it was very suspicious. And my grandmother, like one day my grandmother said, look, this is the situation, why don't you just go and ask somebody what is the matter, like maybe there's something more that we need to know. So my grandfather said, okay, then he went to Erich Kaka's house, because Erich Kaka's house was also in the same neighborhood. So he went over there and he asked him, like, okay, like, these chicken, they're not even moving, they're not eating. What's the situation? Then he said, okay, Baba does not eat chicken. And when he told my grandmother, and then they were like, oh, now we know. This is the reason why the chicken, they were so inactive and they were not moving, they were not eating. And once they got to know that, and then when my grandmother says, when then they came and saw those chickens, they were just like jumping all over the garden and they were just eating whatever they could. They were very, very active at that point of time. So somehow they probably understood that, they're not going to die. So, and then, so then what kind of food should be sent? So then, okay, this is something which I've been told. I'm not really sure if this is the actual fact or not, but then they decided to serve mutton to Baba. So what happened was they cooked all the food, and Baba said that at a specific time the car will arrive, and you have to kind of you know put the food in the car and you have to send it back so that he can have it at Guru Prasad. So my family was very happy. They had prepared everything, they had packed the tiffins of the mandali and everything. And then they said, okay, since Baba is going to have mutton, so we'll serve him like really, like warm mutton, not like something which is closed in the tiffin. We'll serve him warm. So they kept the mutton on low on the gas. And they just kept it like that. And suddenly, out of nowhere, the car arrived. And then they all like rushed to pack everything and send it over. So at that time even the Thali family was with us, and my grandfather's siblings, they were also with us at that point of time. So all these ladies, they started packing everything, and then they put everything in the car, and then they waved them off, and they were so happy, like, whoa, like job done. And they came up, and then they realized that Baba's mutton was on the gas. And they like all of them freaked out. This is what my grandmother said. Everybody freaked out because once Baba gets angry, Baba gets really angry, so nobody wants to see that side of Baba. So they were like, now what to do, because he'll be furious. So they at that point of time, Thade, so Kisan Thade was the eldest in the house. So he was the eldest boy in the house. So they said, okay, like we can't go. So we can't go over there. So you take the bicycle, take the tiffin and go and give Baba his food. And he was like, no, I'm not going, because obviously Baba's going to yell at me. I'll be at the receiving end, not you guys. So, and my grandmother was like, look, you are the eldest one in the house. You're the man of the house now. So please go and do it. You have to do it. So then after some convincing, he went at the gate. He was at the gate. And my grandmother says that he said that he saw Baba walking in the porch, and he was red, like red with anger. He was like that furious, and he was walking in anger. And so then like he said that, okay, this is Baba's food, and then Baba signaled, okay, let him come in. So then Baba took the food, Baba ate, the mandali ate, and you know how Baba used to not eat everything, so he used to just have a little bit, and then he used to send the rest like as prasad. So he ate a little, and then he left some for the family members. So when the tiffin came back, it was back with a little bit of Baba's food. So then everybody ate as prasad, and so that was also something that happened. Yeah. So that was one of the stories. I don't know if we have time, but there's some more. So like you can
We have about another 35 minutes.
Okay.
But just to confirm, the man behind Baba was Jason Murthy.
Okay.
Yeah, I was scratching my head and I couldn't think of it, and my uncle met me.
Okay. I think somebody wrote in the chat also, right? Even
I just did.
Shailaja aunty.
Yeah. The other one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He
So
came for your marriage also.
okay. Should I continue?
He came for the marriage also.
Yeah. Go ahead. Meher Akshay.
I'm sorry. What did auntie say? I couldn't get that.
He had come for my wedding. My
Oh,
husband
that's
and
wonderful.
Yeah.
How fortunate, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was he the one who didn't have children for long, and then he asked Baba for kids? Is he that one?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, because I met him once in Kolkata. They had a huge Baba program. I met him over there, I guess. He was very sweet.
Yeah.
My
I'm
father
sorry.
invited all Baba lovers for the marriage. That time he was also there.
Sorry, auntie, I can't. I didn't get it.
My father invited for the marriage of my son and
Okay.
my daughter-in-law, the Shilpa. For that marriage, my father invited Baba lovers from Hyderabad.
Oh, wow.
All Baba lovers from Hyderabad and other places, they visited.
Wow.
They came, and that GS Murthy Garu also is there. He was there.
So nice, right? Like, I mean, people of that time, they had a different vibe. They had a different feeling, that they used to also share with others about Baba. We used to feel so Baba-ful at that time. I mean,
Yeah.
now it's very tough to find that kind of people and that kind of vibe actually, and especially here in the US, for me, like it's tough. But yeah, I mean, this is how life is now.
All right, go ahead.
Just a quick comment. Meher Akshay, Shilpa Neemani on the line is Dr. Jason Murthy's grandniece.
Oh, hi. Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Do you want to turn on your video, Shilpa, so we can see who you are?
Yeah. Jai Baba.
Oh, Jai Baba. So nice to meet you.
You too. It was so nice to hear all the stories and the pictures. I could really recognize that's my grandfather, but I was just checking K.K. Ramakrishna's old pictures just
Yeah.
to match with them. But yeah,
I think
thank
we
you
were
so
all
much.
doing it on the side, cross-check, fact-check.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Shilpa,
Jai Baba.
am I right that that is the same Murthy
Yeah.
uncle that
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he didn't have children for almost 20 years of his
Yeah. Yeah.
marriage. Then Baba blessed him with 2
Multiple
boys
children,
and a
right?
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had the opportunity to meet him like when I was really young. I think I was in my 4th grade, and like obviously my family introduced me to him. So like he was like, why don't you sing at this program? So then I sang at that big gathering in Kolkata. It was really nice. Good memories with him. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Jai
Yeah.
Baba.
Jai Baba. Okay, so should I continue now?
Please go ahead.
Okay.
Before we move on, any questions, any comments? Just because we had the little bit of a break in between. Anybody else wants to ask or share anything?
Well, I have one more fact check
Yes.
that Pinama just told us. Dr. Jason Murthy was at the wedding for Madhusudan and Kusumji, both Subhadraji. He was there. He was there and he stayed there for about 3 days or 4 days with them.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. That's awesome. Anyone
That's
else?
great news. For your marriage also he was there. Shilpa.
Anything else you guys want to share? And I'm going to double check. I think we might have a little more time after 5:30 as well, but I'll please keep sharing in the meantime. I'll double check and confirm if we need to run over. Okay, looks like you have the floor.
Okay. So I'll go back to my grandmother. So when she was married into the family, so basically she comes from a very a very staunch followers of Hinduism. They are they used to believe in Shankar and all the Hindu gods basically. So it was hard for her to kind of relate to Baba and relate to the devotion of my family towards Baba. So she used to not believe at first. But what happened was once she had kids, and they were like all toddlers, I guess. So my grandmother and my grandfather, they were going to her maiden home, which is far away in a very different state, like down towards the central India. So she was going there in the train, and my grandfather, he told her that, okay, just hold on, I'll grab some water and I'll be back. So the train had halted. So he went down, he kind of was trying to kind of fill the water bottle or something. And by the time he could come back, the train had already like picked up speed and was going. And my grandmother, she was completely like, she was scared because obviously women at that age, at that time, they were extremely vulnerable and they were fully dependent on their husbands or anybody, maybe their sons. So she was like, what to do now? Like these kids, and she's a single lady. And, obviously she was scared and she started crying. She really started crying. The people around her, they tried to kind of calm her down. That's what she told me. But she was like, God knows what to do now, because where's my husband? That's what she was thinking. So, and at that point of time, she told, this is what she told me, that Baba, if you're really like God, as they believe you to be, like, you have to help me in this situation. And amidst that, she said she saw like a bright light, and from that bright light she saw Meher Baba's torso, like from head to till here. So she saw that, and then he pointed out and he said, he's behind you, right behind you. And that disappeared. And she couldn't believe, she didn't understand what happened. But like just in like a fraction of a second, my grandfather came from behind. He said, while the train was picking up speed, he caught the other compartment and he got into that compartment, and that's when he came here. So that was her start point towards getting into Baba. And
That
since
is so
then,
beautiful.
yeah, and since then she's always kind of believed fully, wholeheartedly into Baba.
It's very interesting you bring this up because yesterday at the Northeast Gathering, where Laurent was speaking about Don Stevens, he actually shared a story because, everybody has the question, right, of, hey, is Baba really as who he says he is, or when they were meeting. So he shared a story about how when he first met Baba, Baba was giving some discourse, and it was the most beautiful thing. And he kind of just did this, to Baba. But he was sitting all the way in the back, and Baba would turn around and immediately respond back like this.
Wow.
And he said, oh, and he was a mathematician, and he said, oh, is this coincidence? And those of you who were there, if I'm getting it wrong, please correct me. But this happened another time where it continued, and he said he did it again. And this was actually after the 52 accident, and they were at Morshida Ivy Deuce's apartment in New York, where everybody had gathered to meet him. And then last one, he said, okay, maybe the second one is also a coincidence. And he said, let me really put it to test. And the third time was when Baba was being wheeled out in a wheelchair by Sarosh Irani, who was a pretty big guy, right? And he said, well, Baba definitely can't see me now because, he's being blocked by this person who's pushing the wheelchair. And he did it again. And Baba, in all of his discomfort and pain, turned around and returned the same signal. So
Wow.
I guess the moral was that, and even Baba said, you can always question me or test me. You can always put the avatar or God to test. But once I have proven your, belief or proven myself to you,
Yeah.
that's it. But it was such an interesting story because we all, as
Yeah.
I feel, seekers or whatever it is, we all have our own experiences. So I
Right.
thought that was such a wonderful story that you just shared.
Absolutely. I think we all can relate to this, Shilpa, in one way or the other. But I would also add to it that, somewhere we don't stop testing him. I think it only will take more practice and stronger faith in him. So, okay, I will continue. So that was one thing. And also, the relationships the
Regarding that,
relationship between.
once
Yes, Auntie.
regarding that, once it is being tested, that once one he is proved as, suppose he can give to a master one test. When he passes that test, then that belief has to be strong. If you are not having repeated giving to the test to your master, it is not that is an arrogant attitude. That's what he was told.
Wow.
Once you trust a master, you have to trust him. There is no other way. It has to be like a full trust on him, with wholehearted trust. But giving a test only once it is accepted, not repeatedly. Yeah, that's what also that message was given. Yesterday it was there.
Wonderful. Maybe something to keep in mind now. Thank you for sharing that, Auntie. Okay, should I continue? So, like I was saying, my grandmother, and Subhadraji. So both of them, in India, I mean, I think this is the story of every household. Like, there's always friction between the ladies in the house. So Subhadraji and my grandmother, I don't know what that term is, but they always had this kind of a conflict between them. And due to some reasons, they really, like, Subhadraji really did not kind of like my grandmother. I mean, this is something which is like a very, like, between the family thing, and I'm still sharing it here, but since I'm sharing, I thought let's just share it. So my grandmother used to be at the receiving end of Subhadraji's anger, or I don't know what all she used to do. She used to, like, sometimes also she said that she used to be physically tortured also. So and it came to a point where she said, okay, that's it. I cannot take this anymore, because at that time a woman could not go back to her maiden home and tell her parents that, okay, I just want to stay here now with you. I can't stay there because of all this what I'm going through. So she was like, I can't go there, and here they won't let me survive. What can I do? I'll just, like, give up my life. So she said that she had poured kerosene or something, I don't know, rockil, they used to call it at that time. So she had poured that on herself, and she was about to set herself on fire. And that's when she told me that once again she saw Meher Baba. In a split second, she saw Baba, and Baba said, "Mere paas jagah nahi hai." That means I don't have place. If you're, as in, like, if you want to do this, do it, but I don't have place. So that was the time she stopped, and she asked for forgiveness to Baba, and, like, that probably saved her life. So
Could
that was
we
again.
interpret that, maybe clarify that, especially for some of the younger people? What do you think he meant by I don't have space? Or
I mean, that's what she told me, like, as in I don't have space, as in, like, maybe, like the soul has to go through, like, different phases, after they naturally kind of pass away. I mean, after the natural death of the person. So like, eventually the soul goes to the Almighty, but then he was like, okay, I don't have place right now, because maybe there are many others in line. So if you commit your suicide, then probably you'll just have to wander here and there. Like, most of those people who actually commit suicide, like, I'm not sure what the what Baba said on that, but they say that the soul still is there on earth until they have to reach the natural death time. So until, for, let's say, if she was supposed to live for 50 more years, then her soul would still be on earth. It wouldn't progress to the next step. So that's basically what he meant. That's what I think.
I know Baba also talked about this in the discourses, and if anybody wants to jump in, I think it'll be interesting, because from what I hear, Baba, especially, a lot of these ghosts or spirits would come to him because they had committed suicide, and it was actually a lot of Baba had to give them that spiritual push so they can take birth again, and it was quite a bit of work, right? And and that's why Baba used to have all those the watchmen in outside of his room, etc. Anybody else wants to make a comment here at this point? Okay, carry on.
Should I continue, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Also, one more thing about my grandmother is that, like, my grandmother's mother's mother. So, maternal grandmother, my grandmother's maternal grandmother, right? So, she used to be very concerned about my grandmother. She used to tell her that, I've gotten you married off to a very far away place, and I'm not even sure how you're surviving there, because it's tough. In those days, it was tough to travel and also to communicate, because today we have many modes of communication. But at that time, traveling was also very tough, and also communication was tough. So she used to be concerned, like, I've married you off at a very faraway place. and I'm not even sure like how you are doing in that family. So she used to be worried, like really worried. So, my grandmom, she once wrote her a letter or something and said that, why don't you just come and visit us once? You will like it, and then maybe you will see for yourself how I'm living here. So, so her maternal grandmother, she came. She came to our home. She stayed there, and she got to know about Baba. And Baba was there in his physical body at that time. So she went. She was fortunate enough to. I'm sorry. She was fortunate enough to get Baba's darshan, and that's when she saw Baba. The first thing that came out of her mouth was Meher Baba Meher Kar. And my grandmother says that these were the words on her lips, like till the end. She used to always say this, Meher Baba Meher Kar.
Can we translate that?
Yeah.
In
So
English?
Meher Baba Meher Kar, as in Meher Baba, Meher Kar, as in have mercy, or just something like that, right? Meher Kar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she used to always say that, but in a good way, not like she's in a bad situation and help me out, not like that. Like in a good way, she used to say that. Uh, so like that's what she said, that in the first darshan, Baba put his hand on her head and on her tummy, on my grandmother's maternal grandmother, and and then when she used to stay, like when she was there at my great grandparents' place, so she had the opportunity to have Baba's darshan not once but more than once. So when she used to go for the darshan program, and when Baba used to be in his carriage or in his car, so he used to, when he used to see her like walking over there or something in the queue or something, so he used to stop the car and he used to give her darshan there first, because she was very very old at that time. So that's also something which was very special, like to my grandmother. And yeah, and so then when she left her, so she said, now I'm convinced and now I'm happy that although I married you off at a faraway place, but you found God. So that's something. And my grandmother says that till the time she was alive, and even till her last breath, she had Meher Baba Meher Kar on her lips, like that. So that was something again special to us. So there is one more thing about Subhadra ji. So Subhadra ji, uh, once she somehow contracted TB, tuberculosis. So at that time, it was very tough. The treatment was tough. It was painful, and it was a very long treatment as such to cure yourself from that disease. So she was just she couldn't take it anymore. I think she was in a lot of pain, like hell lot of pain. And my grandfather and my grandmother both, and even my bua and my father, they used to tell me that she used to be in extreme pain, and for months, not just like few days, like for months, she was in that terrible situation. And one day, she went up to Baba and she was like, Baba, this is it. You take me or you cure me. So, but don't keep me hanging in the middle like that. So, so that's when Baba told her that, this is what my grandmother and all they used to tell me in Hindi, that अरे अगर तुझे पत्थर पे भी कोई उठा के पटकेगा ना, तभी भी तू like तभी भी तुम मरोगी नहीं, like that. As in, even if somebody like hits you on a rock like repeatedly, even then you will not die. So don't worry about dying. And he said like you will eventually get better. So with that faith, she eventually got better from that disease.
Was she pretty young at this time, or was it much later?
Yeah, I think she was young. I'm not sure, but she was not married at that time. So
okay, this is before she got married.
Before the marriage, yeah. So that was the thing. And once she was so angry at everybody at home that she decided to just like leave the house, and she took a couple of things, and along with a couple of things she took that photo of Baba's, that Baba had said has to be in this room. And I think she went to Ahmednagar. So Meherabad, probably. So that's when like this was brought to the notice of Baba that that photo has been moved from that place. So Baba immediately ordered to find her and get that photo and put it back. So they found her, and like obviously then she understood, okay, it's about that photo. And then they took that photo and then they put it over there. So that was also something which was there. And also let me say one thing, that they all got together, like Madhusudan ji, uh, I think he was bought in. Yeah, this is what Gadekar uncle told me, that they were friends with Pratap Ahir as well. Madhusudan ji as well. So they like they told Madhusudan, like, okay, why don't you come? This is also like an environment of all the singers and musicians. So, and they perform for Baba. So why don't you also just come and see this? So that's how he came into the loop, and that's how they met. And I think they kind of I think they had a love marriage. So, and like Baba agreed to it, and so that's how they met basically. And when they were about to get married, so Baba had given them a particular shawl. Like a shawl is like a warm thing that you wrap around yourself during winters. So Baba had given one shawl to both of them, and I think they have preserved it. I'm not sure if their kids or if their descendants have preserved that shawl or not. But yeah, so that's basically how I think both of them met, and they instantly hit it off. That's about Subhadra ji. Now, like I said about my great grandfather, let me just check the time. Okay, so let me
You
share.
have time.
Okay.
I mean, there's no other program after 5:30. I'm not sure if everybody else is to be able to stay. If we can carry, I mean, if we go over by a few minutes.
Sure.
But before I did find a picture online of Gadekarji, and I'm guessing this is it, right? This is in the
It would be hard for me to tell.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can somebody else confirm? But this is what I had found.
Are you sharing the screen?
Yeah, it is. Oh, hold on, not yet.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
Gadekar. This is when he went back after his studies in US and met Baba.
Okay.
According to what he told us. But
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thank you.
Okay. So yeah. My great grandfather, Yellappa Ramaya Bundellu. So like my entire family, all of them, they used to say that he was the one, in fact, to have the strongest, belief and to have a lot of affection for Baba, basically. And if you can see that picture, where he's embracing Baba and Baba is about to embrace him, that picture that was captured, I think it just reflects their affection. So, so once he had the opportunity to do a duty for Baba, where Baba had asked him to become a guard. Like Baba was doing some meditation work, and Baba said, "You have to just be there and make sure that I'm not disturbed." So he did that successfully, and that happened. And then, yeah. So when it was about like during his last couple of days, when he was really really sick, at old age, in fact. So he was hospitalized, and he was hospitalized at KEM Hospital. Now, KEM Hospital is the hospital which is next to the Pune Center. So it's like right next. Just the next building to the Pune Center is KEM Hospital. So he was admitted over there, and even some guys from the Thade family, they used to also kind of come and just take care of him along with my family. They used to also do, because obviously he was their maternal grandfather. So this is what they also told me. Even Naren Dadaji, he used to tell me, because he used to also kind of do these, like go there and check on him. So my grandmother and they used to tell me that when they were in the room with him, so every single time the doctor used to come or somebody used to come and just ask them, like, what are you guys doing? Like, are you putting are you lighting some incense over here, like agarbatti, or what, are you putting some like spray or some perfume or something? Because the entire corridor, the hallway, all the rooms used to just be like bursting with some or the other perfume kind of a fragrance like that. So they used to always ask, and obviously my family never did anything of that kind, but they understood that this is something, obviously because of his devotion, maybe that's what's happening. And so you know so when Baba passed away, and after that he passed, like my great grandfather passed away a year after Baba passed away, when Baba dropped his physical body, a year after that. So when Baba dropped his physical body, my grandfather had arranged for a car so that all the family members can go to Mehrabad and take the final darshan, which was probably the biggest darshan at that time and the most important one. So he was also there in that darshan, and they. I think this is what they told me, that they had to go round like that. So Baba's physical body was in the samadhi, and they had to just like maybe go round that in the samadhi. So my great grandfather did that, and like obviously at that time he was very weak and old. So like my grandfather asked him, like, did you take the final darshan properly? So very sweet, like very sweetly he replied that, you know, कौन कहता है कि बाबा चले गए हैं, उन्होंने अभी अभी मुझे अच्छी तरह से आलिंगन दिया. That means, who says that Baba passed away or dropped his physical body? He just gave me the nicest, the warmest, and the tightest embrace. So that is what it was. And
So
on
this
that
is in
sweet,
69?
yeah.
Okay. When everyone went there to see
Yeah.
Baba's. Okay.
Yeah. And then a year later, he also joined Baba. And on that sweet note, I would conclude all the stories. I really don't want to kind of take more time. So
we have 5 minutes left. I know you sent some pictures of yourself. If you want to just maybe tell people about what all the amazing things. I see a lot of things.
Oh my God, I can't even begin to start. Like, I don't know where to begin, but all I can say is that since the time I was born, I was hardly a few months old. That was the time when my family brought me on stage in a play, because my family always performs a play for Baba's birthday programs. So in Pune Center, we have a 7-day long program, and every day somebody or the other takes up the day and then they perform. So my family had always taken up 23rd of February. So that year, my father's, Mahendra Kumar Bundellu, that I just spoke about, whose name was changed. So he, like his wife, Amita Bandelu. So she was the one who used to kind of, uh, like organize these plays or this entire program for the day from the family. So she had written scripts, and she kind of used to get the children from the neighborhood, and she used to be like, okay, now you guys have to do this role, that role, and they used to do so. At that time in her play, she had the requirement of a child, like just a newborn child, and they were like, oh, where should we get a child? Like, should we show a doll, like a big doll or something, or what? That's when it hit her that, oh, by the way, we have a newborn child in the house. So that was my introduction to the stage. No conscious awareness of that, but over the years I have always been performing. So, I've also shared some pictures of my childhood, like maybe one or two I've shared. So, like, she's always taken me up on stage. I've always performed. Yeah, this was probably much later, but for me, life has always been about performing for Baba, singing for Baba, dancing for Baba, acting for Baba. I mean, just the whole thing of being on that stage and doing for him, it just gives me so much happiness. Like, I cannot tell you. Like, I could be having my exams next week, or there could be something important at work, but this would always be like the thing for me. Like, this is what I love, and I know like this is something that I don't know. I mean, it just feels like such a connection, to the stage, to the center, to just Baba activities, like overall. And, maybe somewhere because of these things, I've really had the opportunity to work with so many different centers in India, Baba centers. I've acted with them. Like Bombay Center has been like Yasmin Auntie is here. Like we've done the Dr. Ghani play. They gave me the title role, Dr. Ghani, which was amazing. I think that was an experience which was really amazing because also Meher Nosh had directed that. So, but over the years, if you can see the photos, I can say that I think, in my sixth grade. That was the time when I told my aunt, Mrs. Amita Bandelu, I told her that, okay, why don't you let me try this time? Let me do something on my own and see if I can do it. I had this intuitive nudge and this gut feeling that I can do something and I will do something. So I took up a story. It just magically appeared in front of me, and I was like, wow, this looks so amazing. I can do a play on this. So I took all my friends from the neighborhood, my cousins. I was like, everybody come over. And I was like, we are going to do this play, for Baba's birthday this time. They were like, are you insane? Like, are we going to take orders from you now? Like how to act, what to do? And I was like, okay, relax. Let's just try and see if it works out. If y'all don't like it, then maybe next time we won't do it. But then they all agreed. I wrote the script, and at that time, I thought, because this is how I am, I said we have to do something new. We have to do something different, because obviously we have an audience and they've seen the same dances. I can tell you one thing, like I've seen people do dances like generation after generation, they'll do the same step, the same song. So I was like, okay, hold on. We are not going to do that. We are going to bring about something different, and we'll change this, not so much that we change the format, but so much that we can bring about something new, something interesting. So then we had these dances that we did. There were two Bollywood songs at that time which were really nice. So I took these two songs, and I choreographed a dance sequence fully on these songs, and we performed those. And you know that I mean, it was really nice. If I look back right now in retrospect, I can really say, like, for a sixth grader to kind of pull off a show like that, full like singing, acting, dancing, choreographing, directing. So I think that was something that just made me feel like, oh my God, like this is something I really want to do. And you know what? I really did that for longer, till the time I could come to the US. Since then, I have always directed. Of course, during my 10th, I did not. 10th standard and 12th, I did not. But after that, during my diploma, during my BTech, while I was working, I have always kind of performed. If Shilpa, if you can share some pictures that I've shared with you, you'll probably, they'll be able to understand.
Do
These
you have any
stories,
specific in mind? I just wanted to ask you before
you
I
can
started.
just
Any one
kind
of
of
them? Okay,
quickly
yeah.
just swap, like just go through them, like whatever
Yeah.
comes. So uh, most of these stories were taken from Baba stories, like stories what the Mandali have said, or maybe something what Rustam Falati he has kind of documented in his books. So we've picked up these stories based on the life of Babas and all the situation at that time, and we've just done that. So this was like probably the second one that I did. It was 2010, 11 or something at that time. So like just to make these properties, to make that cat, to make the cow behind me, all of these things, it was, I think that just gives me a different kind of a thrill. And my grandfather had always wanted me to kind of like, to be a really good singer for Baba. But I think he would be happy to know that I really liked acting more for Baba. And if he would have seen like just the kind of things that I've had the opportunity to do in India, he would be like probably very happy. So these are certain things that we've done. This was the very first play that I had directed after my 10th. It was in 2010 or something. And yeah, so these are all these are the pictures, and these are the things that I've done. And I think for me, if you ask me personally, I have never known life where we have not performed for Baba or where we've done anything else. You know, this was entertainment, this was devotion, this was love, this was world, and this is still world, for us. So these are all the things that we've done over the years. And I really remember these things that, when I used to get scholarships in my BTech. So I used to take that scholarship money and I used to arrange for like the cameraman who could record these plays, so that obviously like later on, years later, I could show these to my friends or my kids or whoever. So I used to take that money, and instead of going and doing something else, I used to invest all that here. So that was kind of quite a time, but I have to say, it was very different. Done dances of many kinds. There were, if you saw that, wings. So we did like I said, okay, let's bring something different, angels theme. Then we bought in, a lot of times in Pune Center, we have always been performing only on Radha Krishna dances or something. So I said, okay, let's change that. What can we do? So we bought the you know the kind of Muslim songs or Sufi songs, if I have to put it like that. So those are also the dances that we did, and then people were like, "Oh, this is something, by the way, which is for the very first time. We are seeing in Pune Center these like dances of this kind also happen, which is amazing, anyways." So try to bring something new. I always, and I still try to bring something new. I kind of write my own songs also, so that I can be like, let's just, I know we are singing the songs that we've always been singing, but let's also bring about something new, something different, and yeah, do whatever that we can in the best of our capacity. And I think that's what I've been doing. Yep. And that's my journey so far, my personal journey. And
I'm
this one I
curious
remember.
about this one.
Sorry?
I'm curious about this one.
Yeah, I know. It's very interesting. So this was the story where, this guy, that's me, the central character. So he goes up to the king, and the king kind of puts him into the jail. So we didn't have like a man to become a king. So we had made Dil Meher auntie the queen. So that's how, and then she orders like for her guards to put me in the jail. So then I had made this property of this jail. It was hard to show, but then somehow I just tried to put that over there.
Oh, that's
Very,
cool.
very. This was, I
Any
think this
other
was
favorites that you have that you
2012.
want me to share?
Yeah, I would say the Khwaja dance was really one of my favorite ones, and I think that was something which was very divine. We've performed that several times after that. We are holding like lamps or something in our hands. If you
Oh,
can
okay.
pull up that photo. So that was very beautiful.
This one? No.
No.
No. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah. That one, and I would say there's another a dance based on the angels theme that was very like visually very beautiful, but I don't think it really kind of hit the bullseye at that time. But visually, if you say that, that was really beautiful, because the lyrics, I think the probably the newer generation would understand this. There's this song by Rihanna, and it's called Diamonds. So based on that, I just took the music of that and I wrote lyrics for a Baba song, and I put just that music over there, and I was singing that song, and the angels, they were dancing. So that was also something which was really kind of nice, a memorable one, in fact. And yeah, and like, yeah, so these were
this
like,
one. Oh, I think this one, right?
yeah, this one. Yeah. So we decided to do something like this. So all the guys, we decided, okay, the guys shouldn't probably be part of this, because the wings, they were so huge, so we couldn't accommodate everybody on stage. And the golden wings that I'm wearing, they were even bigger. We had to like kind of reduce the size for them. So that's how we did. It was visually very good, but I don't think so it really made any sense to people, because they couldn't understand, I think, a song in English. Maybe they would have appreciated a Hindi song more. So, but no, it was nice. It was a very good
Maybe you
experience.
should try it here.
Probably,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, if Baba willing, for sure. I
Yeah.
would really want to have, like have a play for Baba's birthday. So I'm talking to Nosh. Let's see if that works out.
Yeah,
That would
absolutely.
be- yeah.
I know we're close to it, and I would love for you to maybe end with a beautiful song, but I also want to kind of open up to, we have a great turnout, a lot of people from DC, I see, and kind of all over. I know, like, this became kind of an international, thanks to Yasmin Auntie also joining. We have Canada, India, and pretty much, a lot of people in the US. Any questions that you have? And it would be wonderful, or any comments. Wow, we have a quiet group. I'm just going to start picking on people.
Don't put them on spot like that.
Oh, I'm known to do that. No, just joking. Anybody wants to share anything? What did they think of, I personally thought this was amazing, so nice to, because we have seen a lot of the pictures, on Meher, but we didn't know the stories behind it, right? And I'm
Yeah.
glad you're able to come and be able to share those stories with us. Oh, and let me stop sharing screen so maybe people. Auntie Shailaja, please feel free to just start talking.
Hey, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Yeah, Akshay, beautiful stories and great to see Baba at different times at your place. And you guys are all very strongly blessed. And I guess from what I observed from the shares of pictures and the plays that you did, I mean, Beloved Archives can benefit quite a bit from your experience. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I think you should talk to Nosh about having a play done for Baba's birthday, and that'll be wonderful. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think it's
Great.
going to be a good collaboration, especially now
Yeah.
that we have a, you know.
You know what we call people like you? You're recycled Baba lovers.
Oh my God.
You have had a fantastic experience being with Baba. Now you're back again. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you
Jai
so
Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Nice to see you here.
Jai Baba.
Anybody else wants to share or have questions or share their thoughts, comments? I want to open it up to the rest of the group.
Jai Baba
Jai
Akshay
Baba.
and Shilpa. This is Shilpa here. And very nice to hear all your stories and pleasure to hear them. And this reminds me kind of my life till now went with Baba. The same thing, spending most of our time with my grandfather, touring and also doing some plays and dances for Baba. Uh, like, thank you so much. You refreshed my old memories too. That was really nice to hear and see you.
I
Thank
have
you.
to say, with Baba Zoom, Shilpa, like, I think there's quite a few plays that have been conducted on Baba Zoom, from people in different places. I know, like, Meher Roshni has done a few, with, and I mean, it's amazing, the talent, etc., that we have on Baba Zoom itself. So I definitely look forward to collaborating with you, Meher Akshay. And Shilpa, maybe we can do something together.
Yeah, sure, we
If not
should.
physically,
Jai Baba.
yeah, it'll be great. Yeah, Yasmin Auntie, please go ahead.
Jai Baba. I want to mention that during the COVID, Meher Akshay conducted beautiful sessions every day, singing and doing japa of Baba. It was so inspiring and it was so beautiful. And really, I really treasure those hours which he spent with us. He took it so seriously and so with so much dedication and with so much passion and with so much It was just beautiful what you did during the COVID. Thank you, Meher.
Thank you. And I think that's how I think we both connected more, I think, right? I think we've known each other before that, but I think after that sessions, that's how. So I'll just refresh like everybody on this. So during COVID, I mean, before that, I had started an initiative called All Things Meher Baba. And during COVID, on the social media pages, I was doing live sessions of prayer and aarti. So that's when like a lot of people used to come and just do prayer and aarti, because obviously everybody was at home, and we used to feel very low because of all the reasons around. So we really, all of us connected on that. So thank you for sharing that, Auntie.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's when I discovered what a great singer you are.
Oh my God.
We definitely have to end with a song from him. I want to, Soham, Sia, any thoughts that you'd like to share on this program?
I don't have anything. I mean, it was great learning all the stories and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's amazing so now it's what, fourth generation, right? Of Baba, family. That's pretty cool. Sia, do you have anything you want to share with Akshay?
Yeah, the speech overall was like super great. Thank you so much. I remember my mom used to like show me many photos of her like when she was younger. She'd like do all these dances and stuff. So now I kind of like get the idea, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have to say the little sister of hers is amazing. How old is she now, Shilpa?
She's 4.
4. Oh my God, this little one. Another special one. You should recruit her as well. Anybody else?
I want to just Meher Akshay, you are very talented and great stories. And thank you. Be happy always in that Baba's love.
Thank you so much, Auntie. It means
This
a lot.
is a great service
We
you are
should-
doing. Yeah, great service you are doing.
No,
If
no,
anything for the Baba is that is
I think it's
a
something
great
that
service.
we learn from,
Be
people
happy.
like you. So
Be
thank
happy
you, in
always.
fact. But Auntie, I think we should connect later on sometime.
Hey, Baba.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Baba. Anyone else? I don't want to, I know we're a little over.
Yeah.
Gopal Garu or Pinaya, Gayatri Akka.
Meher Akshay, Jai Baba, his stories are wonderful. Now, I'll come back later because we are short of time here. I wanted to know if there was, I think Hira Auntie said something that she was in one of these pictures in the house. So
Yeah.
we'll identify her later.
Yeah.
Thanks anyway, wonderful stories. Great insights. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle. It was nice to see you here.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Okay. I don't want to put anybody else on the spot. So would you like to end with a song?
Okay, I'll sing, but guys, please just forgive me because I didn't sleep all night last night. And today I was just like yelling. Like, because I had to like let my sister know how to make her school project in India. So please forgive me if I don't sound good, but I'll still sing. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. प्यारे दिल से मेहर को पुकार, अवतार ले आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, आ गए। प्यारे दिल से मेहर को पुकार, प्यारे दिल से मेहर को पुकार, अवतार ले आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, आ गए। सुनते आए पुरानों से ये बार बार, संत साधु महात्मा से भी हर बार होगा कल योग में प्रभु का अवतार, वह मौका यही है करो सुविचार, किसका दिल में अभी इंतजार, किसका दिल में अभी इंतजार, अवतार ले आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, प्रभु आए हैं तुमको सुनाता हूँ आज, फिर न कहना न किसने न दी थी आवाज, है मौका भी साथ ले कुछ तो काश, वह अवतार है तुमको कहता हूँ राज, किसका दिल में अभी इंतजार, अवतार ले आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, अभी पर्दे में मेरे प्रभु बैठे हैं, देखते कोई उनको बुलाते भी है, खुल जाएगा वो पर्दा तो मुश्किल ये है, भीड़ होगी तो दर्शन ना मुमकिन है, मधुसूदन करो ना विचार, मधुसूदन करो ना विचार, अवतार ले आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, प्यारे दिल से मेहर को पुकार, प्यारे दिल से मेहर को पुकार, अवतार ले आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, आ गए, आ गए,
Wow.
मेहर बाबा की जय।
Jai Baba, that was beautiful. I mean, I don't know if I think you sounded perfectly fine to us.
Oh my God. Glad.
Shilpa, I see that you have Siri with you. Does she want to share something? Oh, I don't know if she heard me. Okay, well, thank you so much. I know it's been a bit of a hectic weekend for you, and thank you so much for making this happen. I think we had a wonderful turnout, and we look forward to definitely look forward to collaborating with you. And I'm sure Shalajanti is also super excited now that you're in New Jersey. You know, we have some exciting times ahead of us, I feel.
Yeah, sure. And thank you so much for this opportunity, Shilpa. It means a lot.
Oh my God. No. I was so happy to meet you a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad we roped you in.
Yeah.
All right.
And thank
Jai
you to
Baba.
everybody for listening patiently. Thank you all so much. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, and we wish you a rest of a wonderful Sunday evening, and some of you in India, wonderful Monday morning. Jai Baba. I
Jai
think it's a
Baba.
great
Thank
way to end the
you.
week or start the morning. Jai Baba. Bye.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you.
Jai Baba.